The Commanders new owner, Josh Harris, came out and it was asked in a press conference whether the Commanders name is here to stay. And he said it ain't going anywhere. Take a listen.
Is it safe to say the Commanders name is around just to stay? Is that safe to say
Yeah.
from your standpoint?
Yes. And we're actually, I think it's now being embraced by our team, by our culture, by our coaching staff. And so, we're going with that.
Man, now Sean, before you answer, I had a buddy of mine who's of Native American descent, and he gave a very good perspective on this and kind of discussed, why he believed the name was changed. And I'll show his clip in a second. But man, are the Commanders making a mistake not changing their name back to the Redskins?
Now I haven't seen. What's the owner's name again? That was just speaking.
Josh Harris.
Josh Harris. I haven't seen a lot of Josh Harris publicly speaking, but he didn't look like a guy that was 10 toes down behind what he was saying. He seemed like, unless that's just his everyday demeanor, that this is what it is right now. This is status quo, so we're going to roll with it. But I'll tell you this, Josh. If that's your stance and you're behind that, you're tone deaf. You've done too many good things since taking over that organization to not hear the masses. Because at every sports bar, at every cigar lounge that showed the game, at every house party during the playoffs, when Washington was on, every male in there was calling them the Redskins.
Yeah, no, that's fact. I mean, I still call them the Redskins. My buddy still call them the Redskins. This is what it is. I'm with you on that, Sean. And like you said, well said too. A little bit tone deaf in that aspect. And let me show you something else. Josh Harris went on to talk about this, and he talks about how the community has embraced the Commanders name. Take a listen to this.
Right now, and now in this building, the name Commanders means something. It means that it's about players who love football, are great at football, hit hard, mentally tough, great teammates, and so. It's really meaningful that name is growing in meaning. And so, but as far as rebranding and bringing our past, which obviously I grew up with, and all the Super Bowl championships and our future together, you're going to see us head back towards, honoring our past and bringing it together with our future.
That's an interesting little tidbit at the end. But what are your thoughts on those comments? You agree?
First of all, why does he have a piece of paper with talking points that he keeps reading? See, Bailey, when you gotta look you gotta see everything, right? You gotta be observant. The devil's in the details. He's looking down at the paper for his talking points, which lets me know he doesn't believe none of the bullshit he's spewing. Because not only is the Commanders a terrible name, it's the worst of the three. Hell, Washington football team was better than the Commanders.
I agree.
Like, this is the absolute catfish of all the names they've ever had. Don't do this to yourself, Josh.
Yeah, and the irony of it in the Commanders' name, I talked about this with my buddy who's Native American, and it's like the Commanders' name were the ones who mess. Like, I don't understand. They're the ones who mess with the Indians, but I don't get that. Like, this is really where we're at. And let me show you. My buddy who's full Native American says his name's Drew Lozano. We had an interview about a year and a half ago about this, and he had this to say as to why he believed the name was changed. And you can agree or disagree after. Take a listen.
Why did they cancel Redskins and Cleveland Indians, but they didn't cancel the Chiefs or the Seminoles?
Political views from the area the team resides in.
Great point.
Which is unfortunate. It is what it is. Again, I think it's just a certain demographic of people that are they're helping out. They're opening a palm and trying to help out when no help is needed, kind of thing.
Agree or disagree to that, Sean?
100%. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want them people outside my door. I ain't got no problem with y'all. But listen, come on, man. This country, we're too great, man, to stoop to some of the levels we stoop to, man. Come on, man. Bring the Redskins back. Bring the Indians back. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. Damn. Like, I'm with you on that. Shout out to Gorjad, who's our first member in the Super Chat. He says these owners sounds like a DEI hire, Redskins.
Hey, hold on. What's his name? How you say his name?
Gorjan.
Gorshan, is that how you Gorjan?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, hey, G, this is not we're not gonna do this. just because Josh Harris, it doesn't seem to be good at public speaking. He is the guy that rid the NFL of Daniel Snyder.
Yeah,
And
that's
he's
true.
the guy that owns the organization that was the architect of one of the greatest turnarounds we've ever seen. Washington was in the NFC title. So I'm not going to discredit Josh Harris. I am going to tell him this should be his last time in front of the mic. This is not what you're strong at. Stay behind the scenes and let that business acumen and intelligence and expertise help continue to grow the brand. You got to have somebody else on your ownership, either group, in your ownership group or around your ownership that can be the spokesperson. If it's Magic, fine. If it's somebody else, get somebody else with some energy that's good at public speaking, that's more of a politician, and then you don't got to get out there with your notes on your paper.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, that's a great point you make, Sean. Like, I think Josh Harris done a hell of a job for sure. I mean, how could you say he hasn't? Fuck, the Commanders are about to go to the Super Bowl if they play their cards right. Like, but yeah, definitely probably leave the public speaking to Magic or somebody else because
right. Find one of your partners, buddy. Everybody on the team got a job.
Yeah, that's a hell of a point, Sean. But bring back the damn Redskins. That's all I gotta say on it, man.